Hi YouTube, it's me again, it's Tara. Now this video, yes, it's my second video, but you know what? I had to make this video because I just finished watching a show that I absolutely love, and even though I really don't get a chance to watch it very often, when I do, it's one of those shows that no matter what, I cry, and it just tugs on my heartstrings. So, I just finished watching on Animal Planet, Pitbulls and Parolees. For those of you who don't know what that show is about, this woman, Tia Marie Torres, and her family, they rescue not only pit bulls, mainly, but they also rescue parolees. Like, she will give these guys jobs when no one else will, because nobody wants to hire a parolee. They just assume they're bad guys who are these horrible people when a lot of them aren't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a few out there that are, but that doesn't mean everyone is. Some people just make mistakes. And she mainly rescues pit bulls because, in case you don't know, pit bulls are the they're the main breed of dog that people, the minute they hear them, it's like half the people in the world are like terrified. They're like, they're these horrible dogs, they're monsters, blah 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 blah. Or the other half, much like myself and my friends and my husband and my family, are like, they are the sweetest dogs, they are loyal, they are lovable, they are protective, they are the best dogs in the world. Like, personally, it's my favorite dog ever. If it wasn't for the fact that I already have 2 dogs and 4 cats, I would be overrun with pit bull puppies if I could. That's why I want a big house, so I can, have a shit ton of puppies. Like, 1,000. Anyways, so she rescues the dogs that are either abandoned or they're, most of them they're abandoned. Some get given to her because the owner can't keep them. And it's always like strays, stuff like that. Like, she rescues, and people are like, oh, well, it's just pit bulls. No, it's not just pit bulls. She'll rescue like a bulldog. She'll rescue cats. I'm pretty sure she would rescue birds if she found them. But whatever. So I just finished watching it, and it was about how Hurricane Isaac hit New Orleans, which is where they are now. And half the crew was at Villalobos Rescue Center, which is the main spot, and the other half was in a totally other part of New Orleans. And both got hit pretty bad. And people had left and abandoned their dogs because they couldn't take them with them, or they had left and they couldn't get to them before the hurricane hit. So there were some dogs that were, they were stranded on porches in homes and stuff like that. And she rescued them and, reunited them with their owners and stuff like that. The point of this video is to let everyone out there know, and I know probably half of you are probably like, oh god, she's gonna get into a rant about animals, and yes, actually I am. That's the point of this video. It's basically just animal awareness. Not so much for pit bulls, but just for every animal out there. Just make sure you take care of your dog, and if you live in a city, or you live in an area that has high predominant, bad weather patterns, like New Orleans, for example, if you think there's a chance that there's a hurricane coming, or you hear there might be a hurricane kind of on its way towards you, please, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, just take your animals with you. Because a lot of times people abandon their animals and then they don't come back for them. They just don't. They're like, well, they probably died in the hurricane anyways. And 9 times out of 10, that's not true. The dogs, cats, birds, whatever, the animal is still alive, waiting for you to come home. Animals will wait. They know you love them, and they will wait for you. And just be kind to your animals, because unlike people, they love you unconditionally, and they won't argue back with you. They won't fight you, on something stupid like, bill payments. They won't tell you you look fat when you've eaten like a cake by yourself and you've gained a pound or 2. They're not gonna poke fun at any decision making you make. You could choose to run around and dance naked and in your house, and you know what? Your dog is gonna look at you or jump around and dance with you. Your cat's just gonna look at you like, this is my owner. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Like, animals don't judge. They don't judge you. They're not like people. Everyone's, and I believe, yes, animals are like people in the sense that they need to be treated with respect and love, but they're not, because animals will love you no matter what. Okay, another point of this video is something that's very near and dear to my heart, is I watch, like, Animal Cops, the ASPCA, stuff like that. For people who abuse animals, you suck, and you're horrible people, okay? It's just plain and simple. Some people will try and defend you and be like, no, it's because, no. There's no excuse, there's no reason. If you abuse an animal, much like how if you abuse a person, you yourself are terrible, and you suck. It's that simple, and I really don't care if you bitch, and if you whine, and if you cry, and if you snap back at me and say I'm a horrible person for saying that. It's my opinion, so pretty much I can say what I want. Very simple. And if you're gonna write, if any of you decide to write comments on how I'm wrong, you don't agree, if you say like you don't agree and you're not an asshole about it, then that's fine. Then your comments are fine. If not, I just won't. Your comments won't be there. They just won't. Okay. So if you're gonna bitch and act like an asshole, don't bother commenting. Another thing is just adopt. Like, adoption is another thing that I think a lot of people should do. People don't like to do it. Where I live, in Middletown, there is, I'm looking at my wall as if I'm going to see it. There's a humane society, not even a mile down the road. And this humane society has such a number of, they have such a number of animals there that it's kind of sad. I mean, they became a low to no kill shelter, which is very good. The only problem is now with that, and trust me, I don't like the kill shelters. Like, I get why they are kill shelters, but I don't like that. But the problem is now they have so many animals that are there, and there's no one to adopt them. So if anyone out there is looking for animals, if you're looking for a pet, a companion, please, 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 please check your local shelters first, because most of the time you're going to find a perfect animal there. My two dogs, Pepper and Courage, both from the same shelter, from the Middletown Humane Society. And they are the sweetest puppies ever. If it wasn't for the fact that they're just fat and lazy and in the other room sleeping, I would have them on my lap to show you. But they're just not going to come in here right now. So, just, if you want an animal, try adopting first. It's so worth it. You know? And they have classes, like, for behavioral problems. They have people that will help you. So don't try and make excuses like, oh, I would have to train him, so I can't. No, that's not an excuse. If you want an animal, and you have the space, you have the money, if you have the time, then get one. Because I promise you, getting an animal, getting a pet to live with you is the best thing you could do. Like, pets are just amazing. They're the best companions in the world. Like, they're much better than people. And I say that because I love animals more than I love people. Like, my family jokes, and they laugh at me that I would stop my car to go try and get a dog off the street rather than help, you know, like, a homeless person. And my family always is like, you're so mean. I'm like, I'm not, because that's just how I am. My compassion level for people isn't as high as my compassion level for animals, you know? Like, people have the ability to help themselves. Animals don't. So, the basic point of my video and my rambling for about 9 minutes now is, if you want an animal, adopt first, then look for breeders and such. But trust me, adopt first. You'll get the same dog, a sweet puppy, a sweet dog, doesn't matter, for a much cheaper price. And you'll be saving a life and making a dog very happy to know someone out there loves them. Second, don't adopt and don't take on the responsibility of being a pet owner if you don't have the space, the time. If you don't, then you're just... The only difference is instead of sitting in a kennel at a shelter, they're sitting in a room at your apartment or at your house. You need to love your animal. And also, don't abuse your animals, because you will be found out, you will be caught, and you will go to jail. Animal cruelty isn't something to be fucked with. Oh, oops. I don't know if you can say that. Oops. But anyways. So, yeah. Love your animals, because they will love you back. Okay? And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!